Hi there. So I mentioned this briefly when I did my unboxing of the Moebius Raptor. That I do have in my hands the BadAzz Raptor, which is the resin kit that was put out a couple years ago by BadAzz. I picked it up. It's about 3 times the price. So the Moebius kit I picked up just recently. It just came out. We've been waiting for this for years. But because I wasn't patient, I went ahead a couple years ago and got this one. But of course, I haven't actually gotten to put it together yet. When I was looking at this kit, I'd already done an unboxing of this, and I'll put both links. I unboxed both of these, so if you want to see the unboxings of both, I'll put the links below. But I do want to do a little bit of a comparison because there's some stuff about this and this. This kit is currently like 3 times the price of this one. So this one makes me think of Revell. So those of you who built Revell back in the 80s and 90s, like their Star Trek and Starship type stuff. This kit makes me think of that. This makes me think of a garage kit, which is both good and bad. So I want to show you, I want to do a little bit of a comparison between the two, and then you guys can decide whether you think what you want to spend, the money you want to put forth on a kit is comparable. How you want to spend your money. So first of all, there's your BadAzz kit, okay? There's your decal sheet. It's not as intensive or expansive, I guess is the word, as this one, as the Moebius one. So there's your Moebius kit, right? So what the Moebius kit does not have is the deck plating. What the BadAzz kit is missing is a lot of the warning signs. Both kits, their RCS thrusters, their RCT thrusters are decals. That's just not going to happen with me. I spent the time, even on my 1/72 scale Viper, I drilled out the detail. I drilled out the RCTs. So yeah, we're going to do that. You'll also see in the BadAzz kit, you have, the kits are smaller. The pieces are larger, so the parts count is much smaller than what you have for the other. Now, you can see your instruction sheet's very good. But here's a call out I want to make. So some of the comparisons, right? So here, that is right there is your canopy. So your canopy is vac formed. Not only is it vac formed, get that tape off there. The tape's been on there a while and I don't like it back, so we're going to need to do some cleaning, I think. There we go. But it's pretty clear, except you get up looking here. This is vac formed, but this, right? There's your canopy cover. That's kind of pretty cool, right? So that is taped on. It'll go on. So the flat panels are maybe not quite as nice. That's really clear. But then this piece right here is really cool. We look at the canopy for Moebius, and like most, you're going to be masking and painting. Now, clarity-wise, especially here, the vac form's clear. See? Is it worth another $100? So that's your difference. But, clarity-wise on your sides, not as much. These are actually clear on the flat. So it's the way they're being done. So there's a difference. When we look at the details of the pieces, which is where I also see a difference. So let's pull up, here's our interior piece. Okay, so it's crisp. These details are there. So let's find there. There is the detail parts for your engines. They're soft. It's the way they're formed. I mean, you can see that slide molding right there, and how that just sort of flows in, and they're layered. They're supposed to be piping, right? It's supposed to be piping like this. That's not. Do you care? But we've also got these details right there where this one's not. This doesn't have that piece. It might have it in here. I don't see. It doesn't look to be in there. No, it doesn't look to be in. No, that kind of piping is not in there. So it doesn't have that piping. But if you look right there, it's not really piping. So you're going to have to do some cleaning off there if you want to clean it out, depending on how specific you want to be. But you look at this. Look at the piping and stuff here. Well, sharper. So when I said it's a little soft, that's what I'm talking about. The other piece, the other parts that I was talking about were a little soft and slightly disappointing were the pilots. So let me see if I can get this guy out of here. He's way down at the bottom. But of course there's the other guy. So let's pull up the pilots. So look at the detail on your pilots. Okay. That's the detail on your pilot figure. That's the detail on the Moebius pilot figure. And again, that's what I'm talking about when I say soft. That's what I mean. So your buckles, your clasps, your belts, the sharpness of the vest. Okay, and the pocket up here on the vest. That's not even present there. And then the other part that really kind of stuck out for me, that I did mention on the last on the unboxing of the Moebius, but I'll put it here. Your gloves, your fingers, right? You can see fingers. Well, focus over. You can see fingers. There's some flash there, but it doesn't look too terrible. Let's take a look at this. That's your arm. That is soft. And that really is where I have that's part of my challenge. That's part of my issue. They're going to be behind a windscreen, but yeah, they're going to be behind a windscreen. They're going to be behind that windscreen or that windscreen right up in front. So you're going to see this stuff. That's a little disappointing. I mean, you could get this kind of detail here, but that, really? It's almost like that didn't mold. You know, I almost would be thinking, I almost would question the manufacturers, like, dude, really? Is that a complete mold, or did that just miss? So if anybody out there has got this kit, and it doesn't look like this, I would love to know. Do your figures have, let me pull up this here, pull out the other one. Come on, let's look at this one. Pull out this guy here. Let's pull another one out. I don't want to pull them all out, but see what I mean? And you have the cuff and all that. So you have the cuff on the sleeve, where that one is just sort of a hint, and on this one you barely see it at all. So when I mentioned soft, when I was talking about the detail, That's what I was talking about. So I'm going to put these guys back in. And that one, the figures are the main, were really my main complaint. But you know, you look at this, right? Look at this piece here. Okay. Now, you know, it's been said, you know, it's a sci-fi piece. You know, who's going to rivet count? You know what? Sci-fi guys are almost worse than World War II guys. I mean, seriously. I've seen arguments on the interwebs about the specific amount of blue in the green that is the color of the Enterprise. Me, I don't go in for that. I like things to look detailed. But let's look at now let's look at the main detail of, like, say, the wing. Okay, so this one, the wing goes together. This is the wing. Okay, and there's the wing for that. Now it goes together fairly well, right? It fits in fairly well. It's a garage piece, but you know, there's a little bit of seam filling here, a little bit of seam filling here, not much. And your detail up under here, nice and sharp. And don't break, please. Let's pull out the wing here. Now, this is the difference for this one. This one this one actually has nose. You've got the plating. This one doesn't. It's flat. This one has that detail there. Look at this. This does not. So where you have some issues there, looking at the sharpness of this, or looking at the details here, we're still soft. Whereas these are crisper, but you have more detail in these that you did not have here. Where this one uses a decal to get it for you. And then, of course, there's, you know, it's a two-piece piece. You know, your underside. There's your underside. So here's your underside. And okay. So this is what? I'll have to look and see what that piece is. But I mean, you can see that there's a difference. This is the bottom. Who's going to look at it? Do I have this thing flying up above me, or is it going to be down on a plate? Those pipings there on the wing, on the inside of the wing, yeah, that'll be that piece right there. So, yeah, they're about the same, right? Now, let's look at something else. So, here's your two halves. When you put this guy together, eventually, right? That's your floor. That is your floor to your inside. You don't have its own plate. Moebius kit does. The Moebius kit, I really like the floor. Pull this bad boy out. Look at that, that plating. And this is what's kind of disappointing is you have this kind of detail. This kind, and you can do this, right? You know, clipping off those sprue gates is going to be a bit of a pain, because then you're going to have to clean up the seam, but you know, it's a little bit of filling remodelers, who cares? But look at this detail, that plating detail. This does not have that at all. Then you look at there's your instrument panel for the BadAzz. And of course, the instrument panel on this bad boy. Where are you? Here somewhere. Go tossing things around, but I do want to bring those pieces out, because again, those were another thing that looked kind of soft edge. Here we go. So these are a little bit crisper. The detail's similar. And that's looking similar. Here you've got this. This has another piece that will go here. Now, when it comes to lighting this up, this will be easier to light than this. So if I want to light this up and I want to bring these all to life, doing this, because this is going to fit right snug up against this guy. So going into here, that's going to be snug and tight, and that's going to be a bit of a lot of a pain to light up. This is going to light up much easier. All I have to do is back block the fuselage to it, and then I can run the lights behind there. But it's just a little soft. So your part count is higher for your Moebius Raptor. It has the pieces, the way it goes together. I mean, it's also not a resin kit, so it's going to be easier. You're going to find that's much simpler to put together, even though there's a higher part count. And part counts are nice. The detail pieces for the BadAzz one, these are really, the detail pieces are nicer. But again, we're talking about a price tag difference of almost 3 times. So when you go to think about which one of these you want, when I got this, there was no other option. There's simply there was one option. It was this that were just keep waiting for the Revel kit, or not the Revel kit, the Moebius kit. As I now can have the luxury of looking at both of these kits, as a modeler, the specificity of the details in the BadAzz kit, they're just plain better. But, and that's a big but, the price differential is not negligible. I have to say I'm very disappointed in the figures. They're fixable. I mean, I can get 1/32nd scale or 1/35th scale Army and play with it and modify it, and it'll be fine. Sorry about the streaming. So it's doable. It's just a little disappointing. But for a $50 price tag, I expect a little bit better. But this is really, really good. Your detail sharpness in the BadAzz is what you expect out of a garage kit. It's very, very, very good. It's also, you pay the price. Now, there is one other BadAzz kit that's out there that currently doesn't exist, and that is the Wild Weasel from Blood and Chrome. There's also the Viper Mark III, which is out there. Both of those subjects are 2.5 Benjamins, so they're not inexpensive. A couple of these for $100, and maybe you can, custom build your own Wild Weasel, for less than the price of the BadAzz. But I don't know. I mean, it's what you like, right? As modelers, both of these kits are fantastic, and I kind of sound like I was chewing on Moebius. Man, I really don't want to sound that way. There's just a couple things that are a little disappointing, that's all. And the Moebius kit is, for its price point, fantastic. The BadAzz kit, again, for its price point, is fantastic. It depends on what you want to do, or how precise you want to be. Yes, sci-fi geeks are going to rip account, and they're going to be super picky about the details and the specifics of the subject. I'm not. I think a lot of the people who are picking up the Raptor are not. They're just like, oh my god, yeah, Raptor. Both of these kits, like I said, the RCTs have to be drilled out. This already has flashed holes in the kit for the weapons rack set. So if you have the weapons rack set, you want to find that before you put this together. The Moebius weapons rack kit is phenomenal for what it is. It's the detail is great. So it's a great kit. So for those of you who like the Raptor, who are into the Battlestar Galactica Raptor, even though Battlestar Galactica went off the air 10 years ago, I'm a huge fan of this subject. I'm a huge fan of BSG, both the original and this one. These subjects are fantastic. I highly recommend both of these kits. Both of these, but my whole purpose of this video is to point out there's a difference between what you're getting, and there's a reason. Some people will find the detail and the specifics of this kit to be worth the different price point. And for those of you who are that specific, and those of you who focus on that, you will find that the subject here will lend itself to less extra effort as a modeler. when you're going for certain high level of kit precision. This kit still has some incredible detail. It looks fantastic. It will go together. The fit I've seen, all my test fits have been superb. It looks like it slides together very, very well. The softness that I talked about is just in a couple of things, but they are things to think about. So there you go. I love both of these. Obviously, I have them both. Knowing what I know now, given the knowledge that I have, if I could go back in time before I pick this up, would I pick this up? Knowing that I would not have built it prior to this coming out, yes, I would have both of these. And it's because of who I am. I'm a geek like that. I like both of these kits. I really do. But my preference and what I look for in a model, each of these kits is going to address the different aspect of my modeling. This one allows me to play fearlessly, so I can drill things out, I can light things out. I don't have the same fear that I have when you're drilling into a more pricey model kit. Whereas this one, it's easier to get in there and play with the lighting and not be afraid and go, oop, I screwed it up. So there you go. There's your side-by-side comparison. I hope this helps you. I hope you like this. If you have any questions, please feel free. Again, I recommend both of these kits. They're both high thumbs up. Moebius, fantastic job. Thank you very much for coming out with it. Yay! BadAzz, love this work. Yay! Both these guys, great kits. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.